Ah, hello. Good morning. Today, myself and Ed Fitzwilliams will be presenting on behalf of Group 14 for our development in Birmingham, Digbeth. Birmingham, Britain's second largest city, a home and famous to the likes of Aston Villa and the Baltic Curry. It is not just to be seen as an economic powerhouse, but a hub for creative, multicultural and talented people. With a population of over 1.3 million and an economic output of 18 billion per year, Birmingham is the West Midlands regional capital with an ever-increasing national standing. When faced with the opportunity of developing the Banbury Wharf and Warwick Bar site, we as a group wanted our proposal to create an impact which not only satisfied local regulations but created an environment which allows the district of Digbeth to thrive. One simply needs to look at the local news to understand and realise the exciting prospect for growth and development in Birmingham. For example, the confirmation of HS2, bringing rail connections into the heart of the Birmingham city centre, will create what has been called the halo effect. The likes of foreign direct investment and government funding will deliver 22,000 jobs and a 4 billion increase in economic output per year upon its completion in 2026. Digbeth, the region in which the HS2 terminal will be situated, will no doubtedly benefit. The district of Digbeth, once the industrial heart of the city, is now a hub for creative energy primed for a complete transformation. Parallels have been drawn from the likes of King's Cross, an area which had fallen out with the public, but with just a little investment, fast became a property hotspot. For example, the likes of Google securing 92,000 square foot. For investors, the Digbeth property market is an attractive prospect compared to neighbouring, more expensive areas. The district has seen an incredible property increase in growth of over 401%. With upcoming infrastructure improvements, such as our own, this growth is no doubtably going to continue. In order for our site to gain planning, our site must abide and embody local planning policy to continue and develop as a district and a city. We have taken a holistic approach when analysing the material considerations, as we believe it's the way forward, especially in our economic climate, when a sustainable future is so relevant in developers' site ethos. Our development site, more specifically Warwick Bar, falls under a conservation area. I quote, an area of special architectural and historic interest in the character or appearance of which it is desirable to preserve or enhance. This was justified in 1987 as it was deemed to be of local and regional significance. The Grand Union Canal, separating the Warwick Bar from Banbury Wharf, has a number of warehouses. The view of these buildings, the warehouses from Warwick Bar, is considered the most important part of the conservation area. Our development, with regrets, will lead to the demolishment of one of the locally listed building. However, we believe the vision we have for Digbeth to become the thriving hub it can be, minor sacrifices have to be made. As stated under the planning, under Part 11 of the Schedule 2 of the Town and Country Planning Order 2015, I have personally applied to the local planning authority with the proposed description of the demolition, with our colleague Harry Shaw providing suitable CGI images of the building which will replace it. Our building and our developments will follow the desired building line, maintaining continuous street frontage and maintaining the historic character of the area. Our building heights have been limited to 3 stories for domestic properties and 4 for commercial and industrial property, each with regularly spaced window openings with materials traditionally used in the area, such as slate and brick. I believe the overall impact will be visually pleasing. Also, within our cost anticipation of the development, soil tests were conducted due to the industrial history of the site to establish contamination. However, we also found that it was viable due to the soil structure to construct an underground parking area, which gives and again agrees with the planning clause, which outlines that parking areas should be concealed to mitigate any adverse visual impact, which is also in line with Section 72 of the Planning Act 1990. I quote, "Special attention shall be paid to the desirability of preserving or enhancing the character or appearance of that area," which I believe, paired with this second bit of legislation, Section 12, paragraph 127 of the NPPF, our development really encapsulates it. A, will function well and add to the overall quality of the area. B, are visually attractive as a result of good architecture, layout and effective landscaping. C, are sympathetic to local character. D, establish and maintain a strong sense of place. E, optimise the potential of the site to accommodate and sustain appropriate amount and mix of development. And finally, F, create places that are safe, inclusive and accessible, and which promote health and well-being with a high standard of amenity for existing and future users, which is even more relevant during the times in which we live. I would now like to pass you on to my esteemed colleague and friend, Edward Fitzwilliams, who will take you onto the details of the Warwick Bar site. Thank you. Ed, on to you.
Thank you, Harry, for that kind introduction. Good morning. The Warwick Bar site provides the ideal location for office space in this mixed-use scheme. It is in close proximity to what will be the new HS2 terminal on Curzon Street, meaning commuters will have just a short walk to their offices from the station. As more and more companies are making the move to Birmingham, away from London, and taking advantage of the better value premises, demand for office space in Birmingham will continue to outweigh supply. This is why we propose the development of 97,000 square feet of Grade A office space spread across 3 floors of the building. As you can see in this image, the building has been designed to be in keeping with the local heritage of Digbeth, maintaining the average building height of 3 stories and the use of red brick on the facade. Whilst maintaining these traditional aspects of design, the office building will be built using modular construction with the aim of gaining a BREEAM rating of excellent. This will bring the building into the top 10% of all commercial new builds in the UK. As for the office space itself, we envisage the ground floor of the building being flexible office space for the young start-up businesses of Birmingham, creating a hub-like environment for these upcoming companies to thrive in. As for the rest of the building, it will consist of more typical office space for the larger companies wishing to be located in one of Birmingham's most upcoming districts. At maximum occupancy, the offices will bring in an annual income of around £1,189,000 per annum at £22 per square foot. At the top of the site, the offices will be supported by a host of retail amenities that will provide everything the office workers can need, as well as generate a significant rental income of approximately £536,000 per annum. We have taken into account the 3 Grade 2 listed buildings which will remain in situ, 2 of which were converted into retail space, and the third on the canal side will be used as a restaurant spread across 2 floors with views across the canal and into Banbury Wharf. I'm now going to pass you back to Harry to talk about Banbury Wharf.
Thank you, Edward. I would now like to take you through the Banbury Wharf site. The old brownfield site has been completely revolutionised and brought up to speed as a quirky, chic and trendy area. We have redeveloped the site with the aim of targeting the young professional and graduate market, whilst providing an area for the public to also enjoy and thrive in. There's plenty of green space, including a sports facility which will be specialising in creating sporting opportunities for young disabled children. There's also a full-size rugby football pitch, which will be available for youth clubs to train and play on. As you enter the Banbury Wharf site, there is a graduate accommodation block. This will provide graduates with outstanding city centre accommodation, as well as it being exceptional value for money. The accommodation block will pride itself on customer care, ensuring the welfare of the residents to be top-notch. The leases will be short-term, which is ideal for a quick and easy departure, as well as being on a tight budget. Upon the roof, there will be an allotment area, which will be available to rent out as you please. The graduate block opens out onto a beautiful area of public space, where there will be a dedicated performance area to support local buskers, which will encapsulate it to become an area for picnics, families and fun. We have implemented both a cycle and pedestrian routes throughout the site. These will also double up for emergency vehicle access. However, the whole site will be pedestrianised. This will lead you to the modular housing area, which will take advantage of the natural habitat by integrating modular houses along the tree line skirting the River Ray. Taking inspiration from the Urban Splash project in Manchester, there will be a number of semi-detached terraced houses. These will be marketed towards the young professional market who are looking to rent out property, which both delivers on style and on price. Now this leads me to talk about the viability of the site. As the NPF defines it, a process, I quote, a process for assessing whether a site is financially viable by looking at whether the value generated by development is more than the cost of developing it. With the site valued just over £14 million, the cost to build the development, including interest, adds up to over £51 million. With a profit on sale of 20%, we as developers are set to make a revenue of £64 million, which generates £12 million in profit. This, we believe, is a healthy risk to take for the benefit of Digbeth and Birmingham as a city. We believe it's essential for our site to be viable. Thus, within our site, we've included a sill charge of £260,000 to satisfy Section 106, a 27 square foot affordable housing block. Not to mention the contribution to the public realm with the natural and subordinate paving schemes, with traditional blue brick footways, which is attractive and both durable and sustainable. It is also crucial that our development is strong within its phasing phase. As we already know, Minerva Works still generates an income of £57,000 per annum, so we intend to maintain this relationship for 3 years until the tenancy finishes. Then the final phase, which includes the office building in Site A, can commence. This is in line with paragraph 67 of the MPPF 2018. We believe that due to the diligent planning and cost assessment of our site has the ability to thrive and spearhead growth within the district of Digbeth. Thank you. On to you, Edward.
As previously mentioned, the majority of the site will be built using modular construction. What is modular construction, some of you may ask? It's when prefabricated structures are built in a factory-like environment, allowing for 60 to 90% of the construction phase being off-site. The structures are then transported to the site where they can be installed. This brings about a number of benefits, such as there's a high degree of quality control due to the factory environment. There's a significant reduction in waste and uses materials far more efficiently. You are able to benefit from mass production and economies of scale, as well as predictable costs, speedy construction, and consistent quality. It is also very energy efficient. The materials typically used are structural insulated panels, which are light but durable and consist of panel board and polyurethane or polystyrene insulating foam. The benefit being they're airtight, which leads to excellent thermal performance, offering great protection to damp and coldness. Steel frames will be used throughout the development as they allow for far greater efficiency with reduced construction times, as well as improved strength and fire resistance, and are more sustainable. The roofs throughout the site will be pitched and slated in order to be in keeping with the local area. In regards to sustainability in the built environment is defined as a process where the built environment achieves unprecedented levels of ecological balance through new and retrofit construction towards the long-term viability and humanisation of architecture. It is at the heart of our proposal as we are determined to meet the needs of the present without compromising future generations. We can achieve this through our scheme in Digbeth by making sure commercial use buildings on both sites achieve a BREEAM rating of excellent. Having sustainable buildings also increases the attractiveness for potential occupiers, as this will enhance the values of the scheme and increase profitability. In line with the Birmingham's Big City Plan, we intend to achieve the following: to promote cycle and pedestrian networks, include charging points across both sides, to have green roofs on the buildings, as this will improve environmental quality and reduce water runoff. We intend to have a future-proof design, as well as incorporate combined heat and power, and a number of walking routes. A wide variety of transport available for people travelling into Birmingham and moving about once they're in the city. In recent years, there has been significant investment into the city's transport system. For example, you have the West Midlands Metro, which is a single route tram system with stops throughout Birmingham, which benefited from a £3.4 billion extension in 2015, providing easy access to the city centre from Digbeth. You have the railway. The main railway stations in Birmingham are New Street, Moore Street and Snow Hill stations. These stations provide easy access to the whole of England. You also have buses and coaches. The majority of the public transport in the West Midlands is by bus. There are around 50 bus operators in the area,